if you're asking for more money, asking for money is not a bad thing. I think that's like the deeper belief is that asking for the money is somehow.
My brother asked for money. My mother asked for money. But you're
Okay.
right. It was just a touch. Like, yeah, like I don't, I hate asking for money, but I just want to get what I'm owed if I'm owed anything. Like this tonight is shit. Like firefights. I was in plenty of firefights. I'd hear bullets whizzing past my head, and we would just laugh, be like, "That motherfucker's trying to shoot us." It got pretty common. But anyway, yeah, yeah. Um, just get what I'm owed.
It's so even that, the way that you say that is still in a minimal. Do you feel the energy? Just let me just get what I'm owed. It's almost like, can you feel the texture of energy when you say it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So remember, everything is about the energy in which we come from. So it's not even about, like, sure, it's about getting what you owe. That's how we're rationalizing this.
yeah.
Let me just get what I'm owed to rationalize, to give myself permission to even take the next step to ask for money. But like it's not even just about to get what I'm owed. I wonder if we can reframe it in a way that's like to receive my own compensation, right? To receive more
Yeah, that sounds
compensation.
much more better.
Yeah, in that
Hmm.
no matter how well adjusted you are, it's still something that lives in your body, memories, conditioning, fears, anxieties.
Hmm.
Not that you're not moving through these things and not that these things are going to last forever, but they still live in your body. So you're receiving compensation. You're being
Hmm.
supported. God is supporting you through this avenue to make sure that you can fucking exhale, to make sure that you're good. When you're of service in that way, why should you not continue to be compensated?
Yeah.
So, like, see if you can get your energy behind it in that way, in a bigger, broader sense than I'm just going to try to get what I'm owed.
Yeah. I'm just terrified to be seen as a mooch.
Okay, so what's the worst
Yeah.
thing that happens if somebody sees you as a mooch?
I'll
What's
smash
the
their face.
okay, but that's your reaction. That's your reaction.
It's like, yeah, it's whatever. What can I do? I can't do anything about that.
But what is the worst thing it means about you? If somebody sees Eric as a mooch, which I already think you have a fear of that already. So what does it mean about you? What's the worst thing it means about you? Fuck everybody else. What do you think it means about you if somebody thinks you're a mooch? Because there's something in it. That's why you're avoiding it. There's something that you think it means about you.
It means I'm the worst kind of human.
Mm,
That's what popped out.
yeah. That's what we make these things mean something so terrible about us, so shameful
Yeah.
about us. That's what's underneath the things.
Hmm.
So if you're the worst kind of human being, then what does that mean? Right? Like,
That can't be true. Yeah, that's bad. There's no
well,
way that's true.
but notice where you might be carrying seasonings, right? Sprinkles of that in your identity
Yeah.
and who you
Oh,
think that
yeah.
you are. That's what you want to look at. So if I'm viewed as a mooch, logically I know what they think doesn't matter, but I care. And I also care how I view myself. So this mooching, and it's interesting because those shadows play out, right? Until we can bring him to the surface. So the mooching is the worst kind of human. And if I'm the
Hmm.
worst kind of human, then I must be quite the piece of shit. So where are you carrying that in your identity? Bring that up. Like feel that shit, like fuck, okay. And then that's the stuff you got to continue to reparent, but not from shame. It's the because shame's going to be covered all up in our shit. So de-shaming the process of like, well, of course, if we were actually a mooch, we would feel like the worst kind of human. But of course, we need other people's support. Like remind yourself that it's not actually true. It's just a part of you that you had to shove away because you were afraid of it or didn't want to love it. So you got to love the part of you that kind of wants to mooch, that kind of wants life to be handed to you.
Yeah. I
What
did
is
notice. I did notice something with myself too. I felt like after I went through Afghanistan that my life should be easier,
Mm.
and I think that's played into like, oh no, you don't have to go get clients. Like they'll just come to you, and it's like, no, I really
Mhm.
do need to fucking work. You always need to be working.
But do you see how that thread? Okay, so this is really interesting. Clients will just come to me. I felt instantly when you said that there was an energy of being owed.
Ah, okay.
Do you feel it? Because I
Yes.
served my country, because it's okay. Like, love that
Mhm,
part of you. Like, fuck it. Like, it doesn't have to be that heavy.
mhm.
But like this, we are so fucking sneaky with ourselves, Eric. We all are. We're just like we are so sneaky with the way that we do shit. So so it makes sense now why that energy of being owed feels so like like it's there in your energy. But so because I served my country, because I deployed, clients should just come. I shouldn't have to work that hard. I should be owed. That's a great
Yeah.
shadow to love on. Like, of course, bro, you fucking had bullets flying past your head and ended up having to make jokes about it to survive through it. Of course, you feel like you're gonna be fucking owed. Like, of course. It doesn't mean that that's right or wrong, but it makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
So, like, really, these are some really good deep shadows unraveling right now of where you've already
Excellent.
played this shit out. You've already played out wanting to be owed. You've already played
Mhm.
out mooching, right? Because the wanting to be owed and mooching are kind of like little cousins. They are, right? They're like,
Yeah,
they're kind of,
that's adorable. That's an adorable
yeah.
way of looking at
So they're
it.
like cousins, right? So I want to be owed. So in order to be owed, then I'm going to have to kind of like pull or extract or mooch from other people or from a
Mhm.
situation. Not to say you haven't worked, not to say, right? Remember duality. There's always more than one thing happening at a time. But now you get to be a little bit more free because you're like, oh, fuck, I already did all that. I
Mhm.
already have operated from the energy of being owed. Now, shadowy, right? Not consciously. We didn't know. You didn't know. But now that you know, now you get to clean it up, love on that party and be like, okay, but we're not going to do it that way anymore.
Yeah.
So for women, it's like the damsel in distress. Come and save me. Like, just take care of me. I shouldn't have to do all this. It's such a
Mhm.
shock for women, the damsel.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I love this actually. I know that it feels like, oh fuck. Because we can virtue signal the fuck out of ourselves to be like, oh no, I'm doing this right. My energy, I'm not going to take money from the VA because that is dishonorable. But I'm gonna operate over here as if I should be owed, but I'm gonna not be conscious of it, you know,
What did you call it? Virtue
virtue
something?
signaling.
What's
It's
that?
like, let me actually pull up the actual definition because sometimes, it's so funny. I've been doing this so much.
I can look it up if
No, it's okay. I got it right here.
yeah.
Just because I like to get the actual definition.
Okay.
Okay, so in this, it's the public expression of opinions or sentiments intended to demonstrate one's good character or social conscience or the moral correctness of one's position in particular issue. So for me, the way that I look at virtue signaling is, look how good I am, look how good I am. I'm doing so
Mhm.
good. But meanwhile, there's this other part of me that's like being sneaky as fuck. But I'm
Right.
telling myself, so in this instance, the virtue signal is I'm not going to take money from the VA because it's dishonorable. Look how honorable I am. Look how honorable I am because I won't go that route and all these other people will. But it's still
Mm.
playing out in other ways. So we like flag ourselves of like being amazing when we also have these other sneaky ass shadows going on. And it's
Mhm.
okay. We all do it. But when you start to watch how covertly you do it to yourself, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Wow,
Um,
that's another thing I could look into as potentially a shadow is just like, look at me, look how honorable I am because I'm like tougher, like yeah, that's another thing.
yeah. And it gets to be true, right? The purity of the truth. You are tough and you are kind and you are a safe man, right? That's also true. And then what is the shadowy kind of, murky part that we get to clean up and love on is really the part that we've got to love on. Not shame, not make bad, not make wrong, just be like, oh yeah, of course that's how we fucking learned how to survive.
Yeah.
That's
I,
the
I,
that's
lo-
the core of it.
I love the term reparent. I know you've told me, said that many times to me, but I feel like now, like I just have a vision of it just being very kind and
Mm,
like because it makes sense now. You say love on it, and I'm like, how the fuck am I going to do that? Or but I think reparent sounds really good.
okay.
I've heard the term hugging the cactus.
Mm.
That was already really good. I feel like we knocked that out of the park already.
I know we did.